Election and media. Media plays a significant role during elections. There is no denying that fact. We can notice this to the extent that in a democratic society, people consider media as the fourth pillar of democracy. Essentially, media plays a role in keeping the public well informed. Given this context, media plays a significant role in shaping the public psyche, especially in the run-up to elections. Now, while acknowledging that media plays a positive role in society, we have also noted that at times there are certain ethical problems in media behavior. EthicsSci, a platform that we manage, shows these issues on a daily basis. In the run-up to this presidential election, we noticed two salient problems with media behavior. Firstly, a problem of coverage, and secondly, a problem of the veracity of content. Using some notable examples from EthicsSci, my colleagues Stephanie and Nirandi will explain these problems and present their findings. Let me first invite Stephanie to speak on the problem of coverage.
Thank you, Rochelle. Media analyst Dean Alger once said, "Choice is at the core of democracy. The absence of choice means that democracy is lessened to one degree." What Alger tries to explain is that if choice is crucial to the proper functioning of democracy, it is essential that the media does not impose artificial constraints on that choice by limiting its coverage of candidates. A consequence of the media limiting a viewer's choice by limiting its coverage is that viewers do not receive sufficient knowledge concerning at least two key questions. Number one, who are the candidates? And two, are they capable of addressing national level issues in relation to their opponents? Recently, the Election Commission also emphasized the importance of providing balanced coverage to all candidates in its media guidelines. Some members of the audience here may be familiar with a larger conversation that has since emerged in this regard, where independent groups on social media now are keeping a keen eye on the extent of coverage given to the three main candidates. Verity's own EthicsSci, acting in its role as a media watchdog, would also like to contribute its own findings. What you can see here is an infographic, the first that Verity's EthicsSci did. This was following the nomination of the candidates, where EthicsSci looked at the coverage given by the most viewed channels to the inaugural rallies of the three main candidates. EthicsSci here has selected the evening primetime news slots, that is the 6:30 to 8 o'clock news slots, and the inaugural rallies were selected as it gave the media an opportunity to equally cover an event that's common to each candidate's campaign. If you look at the infographic carefully, there are two main takeaways here. Firstly, the third candidate received marginal coverage in comparison to the two main candidates. In fact, if you look at it, some channels did not give any coverage to the third candidate. You can see here that when the media does not provide balanced coverage, voters or viewers are at a disadvantage. On the one hand, they are less equipped in learning more about the third candidate, or any other candidate for that matter. On the other hand, this imbalanced coverage limits viewers by making them believe that they can only choose between two candidates, because the election race is now being framed as a competition with binary forces. Secondly, what you'll notice here is that some private stations as well as some state media channels have tended to give considerably more coverage to one of the candidates. Now, to see if this pattern continued, EthicsSci actually decided to look at the total news coverage that were given to the candidates from the 14th to the 18th of October, and that is what you can see in this infographic. So here too, we can see similar findings or similar observations, where once again, the third candidate has received relatively marginal coverage in comparison to the two main candidates, and again, some private and state media have given considerably more coverage to one of the main candidates. EthicsSci hopes to continue observing the media to find out whether this pattern would persist or not. And if you would like to look at these infographics in more detail, you can always go to the EthicsSci Facebook page or the EthicsSci Twitter pages.